You are welcome to yet another episode of HN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show, where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. Today we again focus on the New York appeal hearing in the R. Kelly case, a legal battle that continues to shock the world at how conflicted the American justice system is. As attorney Jennifer Bonjean took the stand to challenge the government's use of the RICO statute against R. Kelly, an unexpected exchange between her and one of the appeal judges laid bare the glaring inconsistencies and rather sinister goals in the prosecution's case. For those unfamiliar, RICO, or the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, was designed to combat organized crime, targeting enterprises rooted and engaged in ongoing criminal conduct. However, a fundamental requirement under RICO is proving that an enterprise had a common illegal purpose, a core element necessary to justify the application of such sweeping charges. Without this proof, an enterprise, no matter how structured, cannot legally be deemed a RICO enterprise. This is where the appeal hearing took a rather crazy turn. Attorney Bonjean argued that in R. Kelly's case, the government failed to establish that a criminal enterprise existed with a shared illegal objective. Yet shockingly, one of the appeal judges appeared to downplay this requirement. According to this deviant judge, even if the prosecution failed to prove a common illegal purpose, RICO charges could still stand because other elements to be proved following the requirement of the indictment had been allegedly satisfied. This stance is not just legally flawed. It completely misrepresents the core foundation of RICO law, which is to curb organized crime where members usually share a common criminal purpose. Let's be absolutely clear, the existence of an enterprise alone does not constitute a RICO violation. Without a proven illegal common purpose, the entire RICO charge crumbles. The fact that a sitting appeal judge seemingly dismissed this crucial requirement raises serious concerns about the objectivity of the legal proceedings. And then came a moment that sent shockwaves through the courtroom and beyond. In a bid to highlight the misapplication of RICO in R. Kelly's case, attorney Bonjean referenced Bernie Madoff, who is one of the most infamous fraudsters in American history. She pointed out that Madoff, despite orchestrating a Ponzi scheme that defrauded thousands of victims of billions of dollars while using his business machinery without their knowledge, was not charged under RICO. Instead, he was prosecuted under appropriate fraud and securities laws. This should have been a moment for reflection for the judge and a chance for the appeals panel to consider whether RICO was truly justified in R. Kelly's case. But what happened next stunned the courtroom. The deviant appeal judge dismissed Bonjean's point with a chilling remark: Bernie Madoff got 150 years in prison. So why bother applying RICO? Now let that sink in.
And once we get into that sort of territory, where we're going to say that constitutes a RICO enterprise, well, we have a lot of organizations, we have a lot of frat houses, we have all types of organizations that are now going to become RICO enterprises. And that has not been the case. Frankly, if that was the case, it's unclear why Bernie Madoff wasn't prosecuted under a RICO theory, because he certainly was using the machinery of his organization to carry out a RICO enterprise, and yet he wasn't. So I think...
Well, he got 150 years. I don't know that it mattered, but I mean, I guess...
Agreed, but I think that if you look really closely at the law, these are all cases where it was assumed absolutely the RICO enterprise was criminal or illicit in nature. It would be contrary to the purpose of the statute.
The judge's comment effectively admitted that RICO was not necessary to secure justice in a case even as massive as Madoff's. So why was RICO suddenly essential in the case of R. Kelly? The implications of this statement are staggering. It suggests that the true purpose of applying RICO to R. Kelly was never about legal necessity but about ensuring he received an excessively long prison sentence, a situation not applicable in Madoff's case. And this is where we must ask ourselves: where is our justice system heading if the goal of a prosecution is not to prove crimes based on legitimate evidence, but rather to engineer the longest possible sentence by stretching laws beyond their intended scope? Clearly, we have moved away from the principles of justice and into the realm of systemic bias against individuals that look like R. Kelly. The objective of a prosecution cannot be a long sentence but proof of guilt or innocence. If a long sentence was the objective, then the system is already prejudiced. When a judge confidently laughs off concerns about the misapplication of RICO, it speaks volumes. It tells us that the legal process is being manipulated to ensure an outcome that may not align with true justice. It also indicates that desired outcomes are now the ones guiding indictments. If R. Kelly were charged solely for the crimes he was accused of without the RICO enhancement, his sentence would likely be far less severe. And that perhaps is exactly what the government wanted to avoid, because whoever deployed the officials demanded an indirect life sentence to keep the black celebrity under lock and key while they plunder his wealth. Let's be clear. This is not about excusing wrongdoing. This is about ensuring that the law is applied fairly and consistently. If RICO was unnecessary for Bernie Madoff, one of the most egregious financial criminals in history, then why was it deemed essential for R. Kelly? What makes this case different? Justice should never be about targeting individuals based on who they are rather than what they have done. Yet the exchange in the appeal hearing suggests that the system was determined to secure a life-ending sentence for R. Kelly by any means necessary. If the courts continue to ignore legal precedent and the fundamental principles of justice in pursuit of a particular outcome, then we all have reason to be concerned. Because today it's R. Kelly, but tomorrow, it could be anyone. So what do you think? Was RICO truly necessary in this case, or was it simply a tool used to guarantee the harshest possible sentence for yet another successful black man? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into high-profile legal battles. Until next time, stay informed, stay critical, and always demand justice. According to Mary Ray, enough is enough. They are unjustly playing with this man's life. He was wrongfully convicted and the system doesn't seem to care. It's heartbreaking to see how easily the justice system can fail someone, especially when the evidence and circumstances surrounding his case are questionable. How can we trust a system that punishes people unfairly while ignoring the truth? Robert ought to stay strong. I know it's not easy sitting behind bars when you know you're innocent, but don't lose hope. There are people out here who still believe in you, who are fighting for your justice, and who refuse to accept this injustice. Keep your faith. We're all praying for you. If you want to be featured in our video releases, send us your clips by emailing them to hnnewsroom242@gmail.com or use Google Drive for larger files. Be sure to include your name and any details you'd like us to know. We can't wait to showcase your contributions. That is all we had for you today on HN What's Your Say. To keep updated whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now. Also remember to hit the bell icon and enable notifications. And feel free to share your opinions with us in the comment section below, and let us know if you would like us to publish your views in our next release. We value all our subscribers' opinions.